Life is odd. While it's fragile, it's also extremely adaptable. Because of this, it's able to survive in the most extreme environments of Earth, from the crushing depths of the ocean to the towering Himalayan mountains. Life not only survives, it thrives. Yet at the same time, it ends almost as quickly as it begins. However, to quote Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, life always seems to find a way. While the abundance of life is something to marvel at in itself, its diversity and complexity are paralleled by almost nothing else on Earth. In the United States alone, there are over 21,715 different plants and animals. That's not counting the undiscovered ones or even the different species of microbiology that permeate into everything you eat, breathe, and see. Without life, Earth would be a vastless wasteland. The carbon dioxide we breathe wouldn't be converted back into oxygen by the trees, and the oceans would have most likely boiled away without the cooling of all the Earth's creatures. During the quarantine, I've had a long time to examine life, and during this self-reflection, I happened to rewatch Assassination Classroom. Spoilers ahead for those who haven't seen the show. Which is the story of a superpowered octopus man who vows to destroy the Earth in a year's time. And, in exchange for staying in one place, he is allowed to teach a class of children, so long as he does them no harm. This octopus man is given the name Koro-sensei, and, to everyone's surprise, he turns out to be an amazing teacher. The class is told that if they manage to kill Koro-sensei, they will be awarded 10 billion yen, or about $100 million. This is easier said than done, as Koro-sensei is able to move at Mach 20, and the show starts with the class trying to kill their teacher, all while their teacher is molding them into both wonderful assassins and people. The relationship is that of assassin and target. Now at this point, you're probably asking yourself how a junior high kid could have the nerve to kill someone. And I asked this same question myself. As the show goes on, the class has more and more fun and adventures with their teacher. While their assassination attempts never cease and their skills as assassins grow, their bond with their target does as well. Now, up to this point in the show, the class has been asked time and time again what it means to take a life, and it's at this point that we learn the origins of their beloved teacher. Koro-sensei was once an assassin, and not just any assassin, but the best in the world, known as the Reaper. After taking on a student, he is betrayed and is sent to a lab where experiments were conducted daily on his body. It's at this point that he meets a woman. While she is dorky and unorganized, she is also kind and considerate. This causes the Reaper to learn what it means to have a real connection with someone. And it's this very connection that teaches him the value of life when it is suddenly taken away from him. The woman was punctured through the chest, and had Koro-sensei learned to use his powers for others, he might have had a chance to save her. He learns this the hard way, watching the only person he ever cared about die in his arms, and vows to take care of the class that she taught and that she truly cared for. It's this message that Koro-sensei passes on to his students and the audience. While he is teaching them to kill, he is also teaching them when it is necessary, and when it is wrong, as well as how it should only be used for the good of others. One of the show's main characters is naturally gifted with the skills of an assassin, with the specific skill to read people so well that he is able to stun them by simply clapping his hands. While he initially seeks to become an assassin when he grows up, he quickly discovers, by watching his teacher, that he would rather help life than ending it. Of all the students, I believe he is the one that understood Koro-sensei the most. And that leads me to the end of the show. After Koro-sensei is weakened from a fierce battle, the time finally comes for the class to decide whether they should kill him or let the government do them for them. And the answer is both a unanimous yes and no. They're conflicted. and despite that, they decide to kill him anyway. But it's not a vicious act. On the contrary, it's an act of love for their teacher that taught them the skills to kill and the skills to live. In their own way, this symbolizes their graduation, and because of that, they're able to do what's right. Koro-sensei, in my opinion, is one of, if not the best role model someone could have. He is never afraid to push his students to be better versions of themselves, and because of this, his death is really bittersweet. While we know that he has to go, we want him to stay, and I think that feeling is the meaning of life, to enjoy what you have before it's gone. While our bodies will eventually decay and even our tombs will someday crumble to dust, it's important to live while you can, and not take the life you've been given for granted. On that note, the next time you go outside, look around and try to focus on the life around you, and admire the beauty of it. It won't last forever, and that's what makes it special. It's temporary, and it's one of a kind. This lesson is more important this year than it has been for any other recent year. With the virus raging and thousands of people dying each day, it's important to understand exactly what this means. These people aren't simply numbers on a graph. They're living, breathing humans with thoughts, feelings, memories unique to each one of them. And their deaths are terrible losses, regardless of what kind of people they were. It's easy to look at a graph and be desensitized by the numbers, but we should each take a second to examine what those numbers really mean. That being said, while devastating, we can't let this get us down. We have to keep moving forward. To quote one of my favorite anime, Gurren Lagann, paraphrasing a little, it's the dreams of those that have fallen, and the hopes of those what will follow, weaving into a double helix. And that double helix is Gurren Lagann. But it's also humanity. The ever-growing, ever-changing, ever-learning creatures that dominate the Earth. And like it or not, we are special. No other species on Earth has come so far, and odds are that no other will. While people may die, and we may take great losses, instead of letting it get us down, we should use it as a fuel to push us higher. So I encourage each and every one of you to learn how precious life is, and not despair against the darkness of the world, but take it in and use it to strengthen yourself. Be like Koro-sensei, a man who is destined to die, but instead of despairing, decides to pass on his knowledge to others. I've been Exister, and if you like this video and want to see more in the future, like and subscribe. If you want to add anything or just want to say hi, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to respond. If you didn't know, I also have a Discord, so you can join that, maybe say hi to other members of the audience, or even to me. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.